When I first tested this car 3 years ago, I was blown away by its handling prowess and acceleration, declaring it a performance sedan juggernaut the likes of which I had never before experienced. But a less than interior and dated electronics kept me from fully embracing this Italian beauty. But those issues have now been resolved, making the Giulia Quadrifoglio the most lusted after car in the class.
About 40 grand will score you a base model Giulia, Alfa's only sedan offering. But if you spot one with a Shamrock, you're looking at the rare, high-performance Quadrifoglio. With mid-size proportions, rear-wheel drive platform, and near 50-50 weight distribution, this is the uncommon, sporty, seductive alternative to cars like the Audi S6. But unlike its closest competitors, this Alfa uses its rear wheels only. And oh yeah, it's more muscular and faster. 505 horsepower, 3.8 seconds to 60 miles per hour, and unlike the Germans, whose designs have become somewhat ordinary, this Giulia in Trofeo white with dark 5-hole wheels and carbon fiber package looks amazing. It's been turning heads and getting compliments all week. You just don't see many of them, but that also speaks to a potential problem. Not enough Alfa dealerships. My area no longer has one, and the nearest is out of state. So this Giulia is pretty much what you imagine a racy Italian sedan to be. Bold, boisterous, and perhaps a little high maintenance. New for 2020, there's an improved touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and enhanced performance pages. A host of connectivity features, including Wi-Fi and a mobile app that allows you to control certain car functions. The addition of modern driver assistance features, such as the semi-autonomous Highway Assist and Traffic Jam Assist, which do some of the driving for you in select situations. A center console with larger cup holders and increased storage, a wireless charge pad, and an updated carbon fiber steering wheel design. It's not a major update by any stretch, but it does address the Giulia's most pronounced shortcomings, making it a more complete luxury sports car. You're not getting the immersive light, sound, smell, and graphics show the Germans are flaunting these days, but you are getting enough high-end convenience, comfort, and safety features to make this much more of an attractive buy. Plus, this car drives like it was born to dominate. Close your eyes and listen to it go by, and you might think it's race day at the track.
This Giulia satisfies as much now as it did 3 years ago, with its Ferrari-derived soundtrack, race car quick gear changes, and that warp speed turbo boost. And the seats have these adjustable side bolsters, so you'll stay just as well planted as the car itself. And there's really no need to worry about that. The nose will continue to point forward as long as you leave on the traction and stability control systems. Once off, however, and you can have all of the tail-wagging shenanigans you would like. So this is a really fun car to drive on your favorite roads, but I'm not so sure how well it would hold up for track days.
After just a few high-speed runs, the engine overheated and caused us to back down for a while. Now that doesn't bode well for the owner who has track day aspirations. Unlike my last Giulia, there are no carbon ceramics here, but the brakes continued to feel solid after a number of hard stops. So I hope this temperature warning light was just an anomaly. But then again, my last tester had some issues too. The DNA Drive Mode selector is the conduit to how you want the Alfa to feel. It's equipped with a race mode that activates the turbo's overboost function, turns off stability control, opens up the exhaust, and sharpens all of the other driver controls. And the torque vectoring differential keeps the rear tires digging in while powering out of a turn. Advanced efficiency and natural settings are perfect for calm, in-city family-type driving, and just as I remember it, this Giulia accomplishes those situations with aplomb. It's not a car that has to be driven fast to be enjoyed. The cabin is quiet, and the active damping suspension is quite palatable in its softest setting, but you'll still feel plenty of the road. It only goes full firm mode when in dynamic or race, but even then you can back it off with a push of a button. With the ability to run on just 3 cylinders, gas mileage is rated at 17 mpg city 25 highway.
The Quadrifoglio attracts a lot of attention and admirers. And more often than not, people want to know about this 4-leaf clover on the side of the car. Well, it all began in the 1920s with a race car driver named... You know what? Why don't we let Nicolette handle this?
Back in the 1920s, there was a very superstitious Alfa race car driver named Ugo Savocci, who was notorious for coming in second place. That was until he decided to paint a 4-leaf clover, or a quadrifoglio, on his race car, and guess what? He won his next race. In a few weeks, though, Ugo was asked to test drive a new Alfa race car, and before he had a chance to paint his famous 4-leaf clover on the car, he crashed and died. And there, a legend was born.
Just about all of the things I dinged the Giulia's cabin for the first time around have been remedied here. Though it's not Uconnect like you might expect, the infotainment system is now bigger and much improved in its operation. The console's layout is cleaner and easier to use, and the feature content overall has been pumped up. Plus, with this optional green and white stitching, it all just looks very cool.
$74,500 is the base price, while this one, loaded with just about everything Alfa offers on this car, comes in at $86,145 or in about $1,100 per month lease. Petite, powerful, and pretty, with a patented Paisan soundtrack, the Giulia Quadrifoglio speaks to me. It's the one I'd want in my garage if a true driver sedan was calling. For TestDriveNow.com, I'm Steve Hammis.